This is the map that shouldn't exist, and if you look closely, you can see why. These are the islands of Oceania. We've got Australia, New Zealand, the various scattered islands, but also the territories. And look at how big this place is. It's massive. There's just so much water here. So this shouldn't exist because all these islands are so incredibly remote. The distance between them is just so vast. How could any culture or species have possibly made it to these islands? Well, we know how. We did it by boat. But look at how many boats it would have taken. So some of the people would have gotten on their boats and sailed away. How do you go from this to this? How do you get from here to here? You can't. It shouldn't be possible, yet somehow it is. And those people would have become the ancestors of the people who live on these islands today. The first people arrived in New Zealand around 1300 years ago. We know this because we found the bones of their boats on the seabed, and we know that because they were blown off course. When they arrived, they had no idea where they were. To them, this must have looked like paradise. Lush forests, huge trees, delicious fruits. Even if you took the fastest boats in the world today and you lined them all up, you still wouldn't be able to cross the Pacific. And because these islands had no large animals, they would have hunted the small ones, the birds and the reptiles. And then they would have gathered the fruits and nuts and berries. Life would have been good. Not even close. So if we zoom into the map, we can see just how many islands there are. There's hundreds of them, and each one of these islands would have required its own fleet of boats. And the people who did this were not the best sailors in the world. These were just regular people. They were farmers and hunters and fishers. They weren't even trying to discover new lands. They were just blown off course by storms, and yet somehow they made it to these islands. They would have cut down the trees to make their homes and farms, but after a while, the trees would have run out and life would have gotten much harder. This is the map that shouldn't exist because it's a miracle that it exists at all.